Friends, delegates, and fellow citizens, I stand before you this evening with a message of confidence, strength, and hope.
Former President Donald Trump accepts the Republican presidential nomination. We're live in Milwaukee with the latest. And stepping down, sources close to Biden says he's considering leaving the race, who the Democratic Party might replace him with. Plus, a car crashes through the roof of a home in La Crescent. What we know so far.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now. I'm Emily Brown. Donald Trump took the stage in full form tonight and accepts the Republican presidential nomination. Ken Kazarowski and Allison Fergott are live in Milwaukee with the latest. Ken, Allison?
Emily, good evening. Yes, Donald Trump just made the longest convention speech ever at 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 55 seconds. 48 hours before this convention started, he survived an assassination attempt. And he said the nation needed a time to unify. And in the wake of that, he said he rewrote his speech for this final night of the convention. His son told multiple outlets that the tone of this rewritten speech would be much different than what we've been used to from the likes of Donald Trump. And Allison, after about the first 15 minutes, it kind of devolved into what we're used to hearing from Donald Trump on a campaign trail.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, all week we've been talking to Wisconsin delegates and lawmakers who are hoping for a more toned down Trump, maybe to cool those political temperatures after that assassination attempt. But what we saw tonight was going back to that kind of divisive rhetoric, attacking Democrats once again. That's
right. And again, the first 15 minutes, he kind of did a play-by-play of what he went through in that event in Butler, Pennsylvania on Saturday. And while he did initially say the nation needs to unify and did make inroads in that vein, it didn't take long for a partisan shot, if you will, to be taken at the other side. And he made several others throughout the course of the convention. Take a listen.
It's crazy, Nancy Pelosi, the whole thing, just boom, boom, boom. They've got to stop that because
now Trump did dive into policy after the first 15 minutes of his play-by-play of what went down on Saturday. Western Wisconsin delegates told us throughout this convention experience that the border crisis was their top priority because it's not only a draw on American resources, but it's also alluding to the spread of opioids like fentanyl and other illicit drugs across the border that ends up in our communities in western Wisconsin and throughout the entire country. And the border has and continues to be one of Trump's main talking points on the campaign trail. It came up quite a bit tonight. In 2023, 3.2 million encounters were recorded by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, compared to the highest years of Trump's presidency in 2019, which is 1.4 million. It is officially the number 1 and 2 points on the RNC platform, which is now the party platform, alluding to the largest deportation in American history that Trump says he will execute essentially on day one. And that rhetoric was definitely on full display.
We also have an illegal immigration crisis, and it's taking place right now as we sit here in this beautiful arena. It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction to communities.
Now, Allison, another issue that he touched on quite a bit was inflation.
Oh, definitely. All week we've been hearing from Republicans talking about the rising costs of gas, groceries, and housing. And it's something that Trump again brought up tonight, saying that the average American just cannot keep up with surging prices right now. And while the S&P 500 has hit record highs during Biden's presidency, and there's been a steady surge of new businesses created, Republicans are capitalizing on cost of living concerns in this convention. During Trump's 4-year tenure, prices rose just under 8%, while under Biden, they've hiked up 19% due to shortages of goods and labor and supply chain issues. During his speech tonight, Trump...
I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
And I think that, we can expect in the next 3 months to see the Republicans continue to hammer that message home, especially if prices continue to raise. And while all eyes were on the RNC tonight, Democrats were making headlines as well.
That's right. Even as the speeches before President Trump were underway, we were getting word from CBS News about the anxiety among congressional Democrats who are leaning more towards or outwardly calling for President Biden to step aside in the race for president because they are now no longer confident that he can beat Donald Trump in a general election. It's something that GOP chairman of Wisconsin, Brian Schimming, told us earlier this week, that the Democrats were a party of calamities after the presidential debate, and now what we're seeing from Senate Democrats and members of the House that are now calling for Biden to step aside, it's almost proving Schimming right and what those comments he made last Thursday before even the events of the weekend. The New York Times reports President Biden has appeared to accept that he may have to leave the race, but John Meacham, a prominent confidant of President Biden, he has written biographies, he has said any word of him potentially writing an exit the race speech, that's a report that's been going on, is absolutely untrue.
And as you alluded to, recently we've seen several congressional Democrats calling for Biden to bow out of the election. But it's something not every Democrat supports, replacing the president at the top of the ticket with that. We spoke earlier today with Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, and he thinks, all this discussion about replacing Biden is really just distracting from bigger issues.
When we ask him to step down, the focus is then on this one individual who is our presidential nominee, who will be our presidential nominee, but it doesn't give us the opportunity to talk about the policy issues that are affecting, communities all over this entire country, especially right here in the great state of Wisconsin.
Crowley will be at the Democratic National Convention this August, and he says he's looking forward to casting his vote as a delegate for Biden, and he's also pretty confident that Biden will win in November. So it's almost 1 month until the DNC kicks off in Chicago, and we'll see if Democrats can unite for Biden the way that we've seen Republicans come together and unite for Trump this week.
It will be a massive question. A lot of stuff to unpack from the Democrat side. Meanwhile, unity is high among the Republican Party tonight. People, as they're exiting the Pfizer Forum, looking a little tired, admittedly, but there was definitely a lot of excitement as Donald Trump was on stage throughout the evening, and you can definitely get the sense that everyone here and every speaker, every politician who's spoken with us, completely behind Donald Trump for the ticket for the third consecutive election cycle.
Yeah, I think they're really committed to it. When he was talking about the attempted assassination, you could see people in the crowd with tears in their eyes. There is complete, I would say, loyalty and support and commitment to Trump right now within the Republican base, at least here at the RNC.
Now, Trump did go from his teleprompter scripted speech, a lot of off-teleprompter ad-libbing, as is customary, a lot to unpack from this speech, and I'm sure we'll be doing that over the next few days. A lot of fact-checking needed to be done, especially on topics like election integrity. Donald Trump making claims that Democrats essentially used COVID to cheat in 2020, once again repeating those baseless claims. So again, a lot to unpack as the election season continues, and I'm sure Democrats are already trying to put together the press releases in response to what they heard tonight. And again, like Allison mentioned, the DNC at the United Center in Chicago about a month from now. Democrats are in flux, essentially, with the divide, evidently. So a lot to unpack over the next month. But in the meantime, the RNC has officially concluded in Milwaukee. For Allison Ferget, I'm Ken Kozarowski in downtown Milwaukee. Emily, back to you in the studio.
Great coverage, you two. Thank you. Well, wonderful evening again we had tonight. I actually was able to make it out to Moon Tunes for a little bit, and ideal, perfect weather for an outdoor concert tonight. Nicole.
Oh yeah, we were definitely near normal again for our temperatures today. Tonight though, we're going to dip a little bit down. We're still going to experience those seasonal temperatures as we've been having for the beginning of this week. Getting into next week though, we are going to see some more rain chances that are going to take up most of the week. Now we are going to stay dry for much of the period, but rain chances are going to be littered throughout most of the days as we get into next week. Now again, these rain chances are going to be some low accumulations, nothing really expected with the heavy rain amounts. Tonight and going into tomorrow morning for La Crosse, again, staying a little bit below average, getting a little bit closer to normal than we've been having as of late. Low wind speeds too, so it's going to be another pleasant day, another pleasant Friday. And then for the rest of the weekend, Saturday is going to be a pretty similar picture, staying in the 80s for Friday and Saturday. Sunday, though, that's when we're going to expect some of those scattered showers to start to move into the area. Again, most of us are going to stay dry, but the 8 day is definitely going to be littered with all those rain chances.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nicole. A scary scene this morning in La Crescent as a car becomes airborne and crashes through the roof of a garage. It happened on Juniper Street at 10:15 this morning. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is learning how it happened. Jeremy.
Yeah, Emily, I spoke to one neighbor and the homeowner, and they say they are speechless. According to police, the car was traveling along a hilltop stretch of County Highway 25. When it left the roadway, it was launched over the edge of the hill and straight into a garage roof. Luckily, nobody was home at the time, but one La Crescent resident says she hopes the driver is okay after the strange incident.
Well, I feel bad for the person driving the car. This is kind of a bizarre incident. You look at the garage, it's a godsend that nobody was home.
La Crescent police tell me drugs and alcohol were not involved in this incident and the driver was taken to the hospital. A next door neighbor tells me he's glad the strange event didn't turn out worse. And
I had seen a picture from my mom that had happened, but just seeing it in person is ridiculous. I mean, he's lucky, honestly, to have such a dense backyard, because that could have been a lot worse if there hadn't been anything.
Foreman also describes the incident as scary. He adds, you don't think of these things happening in La Crescent. And we were also there earlier noticing that they are taking care of the incident as well, putting tarp over the roof. But Emily, as you've heard them say, something that you don't see every day.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Jeremy. The former Monroe County Sheriff's deputy charged with sexual assault is bound over for trial. 29-year-old Aaron Yang is accused of engaging in sexual activities with his 16-year-old babysitter, sometimes with his young daughter in the room. He faces several charges, including third-degree sexual assault and sexual intercourse with a child 16 or younger. Yang was released on a $2,000 signature bond and is no longer employed by the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. The alleged events occurred before he was hired by the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. The court has found probable cause for Yang to continue with the trial. A call for help, while a local crisis center says mental health calls are on the decline.
It's the annual Crazy Days sale at Wesco in Sparta. We've gone completely crazy. It's total pricing pandemonium on our showroom because we've taken some of the craziest price cuts in our history. Find a new selection of home furnishings, furniture, appliances, flooring, plus flooring samples, one-of-a-kinds, discontinued items, and slightly blemished goods, all selling at near cost, at cost, even below cost. Hurry! At these crazy low prices, they won't last long. If you're crazy about saving money, hurry into the Crazy Days sale at Wesco in Sparta.
After long-standing efforts from Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, 3 of the 4 biggest pharmaceutical companies say they're going to start capping the prices of their inhalers.
They used to charge families like ours $600 a month for an inhaler, even though they cost less than $5 to make. So Tammy Baldwin fought the drug companies and she won. Now Hadley's inhaler costs $35 and we're breathing easier.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message. I don't work for the drug companies. I work for you.
Taco John's potato olays are the best potatoes on the planet. And now we guarantee your order is served hot and crispy, or we'll replace them on the spot. Let's see a French fry guarantee that. Potato olays, hot, fresh, and crispy guaranteed at Taco John's.
What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable raccoon? Attack.
Bark!
Attack! It's not easy taking out the trash. That's why you need strength that's anything but ordinary. Hefty, hefty, hefty.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline has answered over 10 million texts, calls, and chats since its launch 2 years ago. Great Rivers 211 is a service that connects people with resources for a variety of issues, including addiction and crisis support. The Crisis 211 line has been serving the Coulee region since the early 2000s, and according to officials, call volume has recently plateaued. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the center saw record high numbers with over 24,000 calls, serving 21 counties throughout western Wisconsin, southeast Minnesota, and northeast Iowa. The director of Great Rivers 211 says they've seen calls focused on mental health, addiction, and housing.
Those were the top reasons people reached out to us last year. So people are looking for safe, stable housing, and then they're looking for resources to help them get either their mental health or taking those first steps on the road to recovery, or both.
Lending says they handle roughly 60 to 90 calls per day. If you or someone you know is dealing with a crisis, addiction, or basic needs, you can dial 211, which is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Well, it's almost the weekend. We'll check in with Nicole to see what's expected in our forecast.
Listen to Senator Tammy Baldwin.
What is your view of the Biden presidency?
It is one of the most successful administrations in generations.
Most successful in generations? Inflation is sky high. Our border is wide open. Drugs flood our streets. The world is in chaos.
One of the most successful administrations in generations.
If this is success, we're in big trouble.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some Mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down at the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
The Make It Ford summer sales event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford summer sales event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months plus $0 first month payment plus no payments for 90 days on select Ford SUVs. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Are you ready for a red-hot summer? At King Furniture, our prices are... Get your choice of these quality Jackson sets for $11.99. Need something more custom? Check out these 5 England sets for just $14.98. Available in your choice of over 100 fabrics. And in your home in just 30 days. Need a new recliner for Dad? We have hundreds of recliners all on sale and in stock. Get into King Furniture while the prices are...
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Beautiful day out there today. Much of our area is staying in those 70s again, a little bit below average. Although we did see 80 degrees here in La Crosse, but again, everybody else sitting in those upper 70s. We're going to get back into those 80s though come tomorrow. Now again, this was a little bit below average, similar story to what we saw yesterday. Nothing too crazy though. We are going to get back up to near average once the weekend rolls around. In addition to all that cooler air, it has been dry out there, so that's really aiding in getting those comfortable temperatures out there. A lot of our dew points right now still sitting in those 50s, and that's also going to be a similar trend until we get around into Sunday into the beginning of next week. Now here's our upper air pattern right now. Again, you can see this mild air that's sitting above us right now. A lot of that hotter air has been sticking out to the west. Now we're not going to see a big change in this pattern for the next week. Besides this low pressure system that moves over into western Iowa. Now that's going to circulate quite a few rain chances over us, and it's just going to stick there. It really wants to give all those rain chances to us after we've had such a beautiful week. So that's going to sit there until we can see about the end of next week. We're going to continue to get those rain chances as nothing is really coming over to break up that pattern until we get later into the week. Now here's those rain chance breakdowns. Sunday we're at a 40% chance of rain. Again, you can see that low pressure system start to move over into western Iowa, and it just kind of spins up all that moisture over to us, giving us just what we need to get some showers to start popping up a little bit. We'll also have a cold front that'll be moving through. That's going to give us another boost for some showers. Now, not everyone is going to be seeing these showers. This looks a little bit more dramatic than it's actually going to be. These should be some more scattered to isolated showers, maybe more sprinkles if you want to call them that, with some lower precipitation chances as we get to the middle of next week. A lot of our chances are going to be primarily during the day too, as a big anchor for those storms is going to be that daytime heating from the sun as it heats the ground. It's really going to help those storms pop up. Now again, not a lot of accumulation with these storms. While we did see a lot of chances throughout most of next week, much of the area isn't going to see more than half an inch, even a quarter of an inch, if that. And much of us are going to stay dry for most of the period, even though we do have rain chances for every single day. Showing tonight's lows, we're still sticking a little bit below average, staying in the 50s for much of the area. Going to be a similar story again tomorrow. Still getting a little bit warmer, slowly getting back up to normal as we're seeing a few more 80s across the board. Still below average though as we're getting into tomorrow for those highs. The rest of the week, those temperatures are really staying the same, sticking in the typical 80s. Honestly, a little bit below average still, but we're not seeing any 70s anymore. And look at all those milds. It's really going to be mild. That's the best way to describe it. Now we do have those rain chances, but again, not everyone's going to see rain, and it's honestly going to stay pretty dry for most of the period.
But look at those times I got to drag all of my family up from Houston and tell them to come on and enjoy it. This is nice.
Very comfortable.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Nicole. Coming up in sports, a breakdown of the MLB standings as teams prepare for the second half. Plus, get ready for some football. Packers training camp starts up next week. Kate has the details after the break.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Drug companies are making record profits while our families struggle. As a state lawmaker, I've passed bills to cut prescription drug costs. I'm Katrina Shanklin, and I approve this message because in Congress, I'll work with anyone to negotiate lower drug prices.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Member Appreciation Event. While we offer unbeatable deals every day, now through July 31st, we're showing extra appreciation to our rewards members with exclusive deals. Like 40-pound bags of Blaine's Black Oil Sunflower Seeds, $17.99. Rewards members save an extra $2. 15% off assorted Hopkins oil change wrenches, drain pans, and funnels. Rewards members save 20%. Not a rewards member? Sign up at checkout or online. Don't miss our Rewards Member Appreciation Event going on now.
Really ruined everything. I should have done something sooner.
Everybody hopes that this won't be a big problem. Unfortunately, basement water, it always gets worse. Don't worry, we got this.
Great. Well, let's stop it from getting in.
The effects of water can be surprising, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. For a limited time, get $500 off any repairs when you call or go online today.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Congress has been spinning its wheels, going nowhere. I'm Katrina Shanklin. In the state capitol, I've passed 225 bipartisan laws to help farmers, workers, and families. I approve this message because I have the experience to get things moving.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
Welcome to News 8 Now Sports. It's been a slow second half of the season for the La Crosse Loggers, just 5-10 so far, but they've already locked up a playoff spot, and now they've just got to find their stride before the postseason. Tonight, the Loggers were at home taking on the Hot Tots. Let's pick it up in the 6th inning. Loggers down by 2, but with a man on. Ethan Dempsey is going to give the Hot Tots 2 more. This one to a deep shot to right. Loggers now down 3. La Crosse making a comeback. Bases loaded in the 8th, and Sebastian David comes through off the glove of the third baseman. 2 runners coming to score. Loggers now down just 1. Next batter, that's going to be fouled off and popped up over to first for the out, and that's the game. Hot Tots escape the jam. They get the win 6-5. The Legion regular season coming to an end, and the younger divisions have already started up postseason play, while the senior division start playoffs next week. And the Holman Post 284 squad hoping to make a run. A big win tonight over Onalaska. Combined no-hitter as Holman at 26-2 on the summer. They are rolling. They will host one of the AAA regionals starting next week. Second half of the MLB season also starts up this weekend. Taking a look at the standings with 65 games to go. The Brewers currently with 55 wins on the season, holding a 4.5 game lead over the Cardinals. Pirates 6.5 back, Reds 8 games back, and not pictured the Cubs at 8.5 games back. And then in the American League, the Twins at 54 wins on the season, but they're trailing the Cleveland Guardians by 4.5 games for first place in the AL Central. But Minnesota does have a half-game lead for that second spot in the wild card. So a lot of season left, but both teams looking to close in on the playoffs. We've got a little over a month before the Packers and the Eagles square off in Brazil for the first game of the season. It feels so far away, but it's closer than you think. This Monday, Packer players and staff will be back at Lambeau Field for the 79th training camp in franchise history. Of course, they start the camp off with their bike riding tradition along with their first open practice of the year. There'll be a total of 16 open practices, so a couple of chances to see the team before the season starts. We'll be making the trip to Green Bay on Monday, and I can't wait. If you're watching college football this fall, you might see a familiar face on TV, as it was announced today that Randall Cobb will join the SEC network as a studio analyst, and he'll appear on select editions of SEC Now throughout the fall. Now, Cobb took to Twitter and said that he's not officially retired, but he's excited for the new opportunity. Cobb spent 10 seasons with the Packers throughout his career before signing with the Jets last season. And we'll end with something fun. Throughout this week, ESPN, they've been revealing their top 100 athletes of the 21st century, voted on by various ESPN contributors. Today, they released the final 25. Now, we'll do it a little different. You already know who it is, or who that top spot is, rather. Right. So I won't ask you to guess. You said Simone Biles or Tiger Woods earlier.
I thought those were the two top.
Both of them in the top 10, so a good guess. Okay. But according to ESPN, it goes to the 23-time Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps. I mean, I remember when I was a kid watching him win 8 gold medals at the 2008 Beijing Games. Just incredible. Rounding out the top 5, tennis icon Serena Williams at number 2, Lionel Messi at number 3, LeBron James at 4, and Tom Brady coming in at number 5. I mean, you could put any of those at number 1.
Oh, for sure.
You'd have to agree with it.
Yeah.
A couple of other notables, J.J. Watt at 58, at 42, Giannis, and then Aaron Rodgers rounding out at number 91.
That's a surprising one, isn't it?
I know.
91's so down.
I was looking at some of the lists. I mean, a couple of guys who are a bunch of people who have good careers, but I mean, Rodgers is a multiple-time MVP winner. Gotta be better than that.
Yeah, I wonder how they selected this. I might have to do some dig in and do some extra reading on how they calculated who.
They showed the breakdown of how they voted. It seemed like a long process, well thought out, but I'm sure some people are a little underrated.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this.
At Bygoff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. Bygoff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Now is the perfect time to save at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. You'll find store-wide sale prices and we'll pay the sales tax. Drury's makes it easier than ever to furnish your home with top-quality name brand furniture. And right now, you'll save with store-wide sale prices and we'll even pay your sales tax. Don't miss this incredible offer. Store-wide sale prices and we pay the sales tax. It's only happening for a short time at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, voted your favorite furniture store.
Hi, I'm Brody from Great River Harley Davidson. If you haven't been in this year, consider this your invitation to stop by.
Adam Sandoval's Great American Convoy will be riding into Great River Thursday, July 25th from 3 to 5, raising money for the Wounded Warrior Project. Meet Adam Sandoval, donate to the Wounded Warriors, and ride with the convoy.
Whether it's your first time on a bike or you've been riding for years, I want to invite you to stop into Great River Harley-Davidson.
Mow, dig, haul, trench. The reliable Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor is highly capable. A smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation and versatile attachments that help you handle the job. The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
It's the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy one, get one free. Get BOGOs, BOGOs, and more BOGOs. Buy one, get one free, including on our award-winning Hy-Vee Chinese. Get BOGOs on more than 100 items store-wide. And when you buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. And buy one, get one free. Don't miss the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Well, after 20 years, Old Style beer production is returning to La Crosse. To commemorate, City Council President Chris Kalo declared today the official Old Style Day. A welcome back celebration at Sloopy's Bar and Grill this afternoon brought fans of the beloved brew from all over. Although Old Style beer originated in La Crosse, production has taken place in Milwaukee for the past 2 decades. City Brewery played a vital role in bringing the beer back to its roots right here in La Crosse. Many at the celebration reflected on the experiences they've had with the Old Style beer throughout the years.
I grew up in the southeastern part of Wisconsin, and when we were of legal age, we drank Old Style beer, and it was brewed in La Crosse. And I came to college here, and you saw the brewing company and the 6-packs, and it was really emblematic and iconic.
Attendees also had the chance to win several prizes, including Loggers baseball tickets to tonight's game, Old Style merchandise, and beer specials. Welcome back, Old Style. We'll now have another look at your forecast right after this break.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
BMO. The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Get 0% financing for 36 months plus $0 first month payment plus no payments for 90 days on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Our founders at Home Furniture celebrate 50 years in business. Register in-store at homefurniture.com and enter to win over $1 million in furniture and mattress giveaways. There'll be winners in every location. One lucky winner gets a $10,000 furniture grand prize during our 50th anniversary sale. Shop today and get up to 15% off sale prices, plus no interest for 5 years on qualifying brand name mattresses. Celebrate 50 years of the best selection and value in the Midwest. That's why there's no place like home.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Well, if you have any lunch plans for tomorrow, lunch or dinner plans for Friday, it's going to be an excellent day for it. 5 stars for both lunch and dinner. A little bit more clouds as we get in the beginning of the day, but it's going to clear up, and then it's going to be sticking in those 70s until later in the day. Other than that, we do have those rain chances coming, but remember, most of us are going to stay dry. There's just going to be a few sprinkles every now and then, but other than that, it's going to be another beautiful seasonable
Yeah, oh my
week.
goodness, a 5-star forecast for lunch and dinner.
Oh yeah,
we're all eating outside tomorrow. You guys better too.
Gonna have to get some Old Styles.
We have to get, oh yeah, with some Old Styles. Wonderful patio weather tomorrow. Well, thank you for joining us for News 8 Now. We'll see you tomorrow.